Space, the final frontier. If you are nerdy enough, like me, then you recognize these lines that opened generations of adventures in the world of Star Trek. These are the voyages of the Starship Enterprise, its continuing mission to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations, to boldly go where no one has gone before. Here we stand on the edge of new beginnings, on the cusp of a new semester, new classes, new adventures. And so may you begin this season open to the new worlds before you, open to the incredible possibilities of the time ahead. May we enter in with minds curious, ready to explore and learn all that there is to discover, seeking out new friendships and new understanding of those with whom we share much common ground, and with those who seem to come from altogether different worlds. May we go boldly as explorers seeking to understand, for in so doing, we just might discover connections we had not imagined possible, and a universe more beautiful and wondrous than we had dared to dream. Amen.
Thank you, Reverend Latimer. You may be seated. Welcome. Welcome to the class of 2029, and welcome to Juniata's 150th year. I'm Lauren Bowen. I'm the provost here, the senior academic officer at Juniata, and it truly is a joy to welcome you officially at the end of your first day of classes. I was able to say hello to some of you the past few days, maybe at yesterday morning's orientation session or at various programs in which you participated, including the Braver Angels dialogue yesterday afternoon, the introduction to Juniata traditions and Juniata spirit that took place last night, the candle lighting ceremony on the quad, as well as coffee on the quad this morning. So by now, you likely have come to appreciate that you are at a special place. And we believe this is a special moment. You've probably also figured out, or you have been told, that we love tradition, and we see value in ceremony, and we like to spend time together. There are many reasons for that. I think such gatherings bond us as a community. They can help us feel a sense of belonging. They help us celebrate milestones. And you are certainly experiencing a milestone right now. You can look forward to participating in many traditions in the next few months. Lobster Fest, Storming of the Arch, Mountain Day, tenting, madrigal. So why one more? Why do we ask you to gather in this auditorium after you've had a full day of class and after you had a first meeting that might have been a bit hurried with your academic advisor after a really busy few days? We gather this afternoon to mark formally and officially the start of the academic year and the beginning of your Juniata experience, which is, of course, a milestone to be sure. So this particular moment, this particular event, affirms the foundation on which you get to build. It underscores that you are poised and you are ready to be successful college students. And we also want to convey that you have faculty and staff and peers who are also poised and ready to meet you where you are and to challenge and to push you to where you want to go. So you can see your faculty gathered beside you so that as a collective, they can affirm your membership in this academic and intellectual community. You may not experience them gathered as a group again until graduation, or at least gathered and dressed this way in their academic costume or regalia that dates back to the rise of the modern college in the Middle Ages. And I don't know how you experience seeing them walk in. It might seem a little stuffy. It might seem a little goofy. I can assure you in August, it usually feels pretty stuffy to those who are wearing regalia, although today's better than other Augusts we've had. But I want you to know we don't don funny hats and gowns to be pompous. We do it to demonstrate a seriousness of purpose and to convey our commitment to you. Now, we try not to take ourselves too seriously here at Juniata. You've probably already noticed that. At enrollment events, at orientation, at inbound, it may be one of the reasons you decided to be a Juniata student. We often say, and I may have said to you at orientation, that we want you to have fun. But don't confuse that with our obligations to you. We take our work and we take our responsibilities to you quite seriously because we believe in the transformative power of education grounded in the liberal arts, and we believe in you, and we believe in your potential to change the world. So that's why you have heard us say that in addition to having fun, of course, we want you to ask questions, we want you to take chances, we want you to go out of your comfort zone, we want you to examine new ideas, have new experiences, make new friends. We want you to be challenged, and we want you to challenge yourselves. Our desire to help you ask questions and to take some chances and to have some fun along the way shows up in each of us in different ways. But know this, that at the root of these values and commitments is an ethos of generosity, a spirit of kindness. And that is my fourth, and I promise, my final mantra to all of you. I hope that you will be kind to yourselves and kind to each other as you start this adventure. All of these truisms, curiosity, risk-taking, joy, and kindness, and that notion that we take our work seriously without taking ourselves seriously, that belief in the power of a Juniata education that is matched by a deep and abiding commitment to each one of you is embodied so very well by our 12th president. Please join me in welcoming President Jim Troha.
Thank you, Dr. Bowen. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. That's better. You've got energy. I was with you last night. I was with you the previous evening. This is a good class. This is an important class. 150 years in the making, Juniata. 150 years. Welcome to this very, very special convocation, a day in which we officially commence our 150th academic year. A lot of my colleagues know I am a fan of the history of this place. I have read Earl Kaler's history book numerous times. Every time I pick it up, there's something different that emerges for me. I was looking, of course, at that book this summer for maybe a little anecdote to help us put today into perspective. Back in 1879, during the dedication of one Founders Hall, there's a story about Juniata's first teacher, its first principal. His name is Jacob Zook, whose portrait to this day hangs in my office. Jacob Zook declared unapologetically back in 1879 as Founders Hall was being dedicated, and I quote, "In view of our small beginning, it would be less than human for us not to boast ourselves on occasion like this," end quote. I love it because some of you may or may not know that we probably don't boast enough here at Juniata and our accomplishments. But that sentiment by Jacob Zook, it would be less than human for us not to boast. That resonates with me on a day like today as we warmly celebrate our past. But as I've thought more recently, it's also about eagerly opening our doors for what the next 150 years will bring to us here on the Hill. And as we think about this college and our earliest beginnings as a college community, Juniata was founded with the conviction that education should not only impart knowledge, but it should shape character and prepare our students to serve the wider world. That conviction, that core mission is still alive today and thriving in us. It looks different, of course, than 1876, but Juniata's core values, which you're going to hear a lot about today and through your 3 or 4 years here, these core values from which we were founded of community, collaboration, kindness, and a keen sense of curiosity, these core values remain unchanged. So when I think about 150 years in the making, I think about these core values remaining unchanged because of our extraordinary people. Our faculty, our staff, our coaches, our facilities personnel, our custodians, our dining team. Think about the people that serve this institution, who have dedicated their professional and personal lives to this place and to all of you. As I begin my 13th year as Juniata's president, I remain so inspired by their care, their love, their support, the mentorship and dedication. They, our people, are the reason we are 150 years in the making. They are the reason we are one of the best colleges in this country. One of the colleges, one of the 40 colleges that changed students' lives. We simply could not possibly deliver on the high expectations that you and your families have for us and this community without our extraordinary people. Students, as we begin this journey together, please join me in a round of applause to just say thank you for our Juniata team who continue to deliver an exceptional experience. As I look out in this crowd, students, it's been a lot of fun. Moving you in, just getting a chance to know you a little bit, know your backgrounds, know what you love, maybe what you don't love. Thank you for popping over to Coffee in the Quad this morning. We served more coffee this morning than I think we have in years past, and what a beautiful morning it was. I am under no illusions. I wasn't exactly on your bingo card this morning. You came for good coffee, some snacks, and maybe most importantly, the fur balls, right? Thank you to those of you who introduced yourself to me. I look forward to getting knowing you better. If I didn't get a chance to shake your hand and get to know you a little bit better, I look forward to meeting many more of you over the next weeks and months. So class of 2029, as we think about this historic 150th year together, you're going to have a lot of advice up here today. I got 3 very brief things, and they are brief. Number 1, you belong here. You belong here. We admitted you because we know that you can be successful here. 3 students roamed these halls, roamed this campus back in 1876. They belonged here. As you will hear, there will be moments of challenge, of course, but you will not face these challenges alone. You are part of a special Juniata community that will both support you and push you to grow, and that is a gift. Number 2, build connections with your peers, with your professors, with your coaches, with the staff. Learning here at Juniata is not a solitary pursuit. It is a shared endeavor. Build connections. The book you are reading in FYF is called Relationship Rich Education. It is all about building connections. It will make you more successful. These human connections, the belonging, build connections. Number 3, and I'll channel my inner Provost Bowen here. This is one of her favorite words. I know she's really scared what I'm about to say. Embrace curiosity. The heart and soul of a Juniata education is not in memorization, but in asking questions. You will hear that a lot from Provost Bowen. You will hear it from your faculty. Ask questions, questions that challenge assumptions, open new paths, new discoveries. Be curious, get uncomfortable, push yourself to explore, to grow. This year will bring all kinds of opportunities in classrooms and in labs, in your residence halls, in conversations that you'll be having with your peers, on playing fields, on stages. Some of you will expect, others will absolutely surprise you. I encourage you to welcome them all. So let us begin this year with the gratitude for the gift of learning, with the courage for the challenges ahead, and with the confidence in the community we share. Once again, welcome, students. It is awesome to have you here. And of course, happy birthday, Juniata. Thank you.
Now it's my pleasure to introduce a student perspective to you, a student leader who's going to offer some thoughts to the class of 2029. Theo McWilliams is from York, Pennsylvania. He's studying political economy. He also wants you to know that he plays saxophone for the jazz band, and I will tell you, he plays it phenomenally well. He also loves to attend and help with the rich array of cultural dinners and events. His favorite tradition is Mountain Day, which is tomorrow. Yeah. Please welcome the President of Student Government, Theo McWilliams.
Good afternoon, everyone. Please begin by giving yourselves a huge round of applause. Now, each and every one of you has accomplished something tremendous by simply being here today. You've worked so hard over the past 4 years to be able to make it here. Your hard work, academic performance, and strong dedication to bettering yourselves has provided you with this spot, with this opportunity to better yourselves each and every day. In other words, you've earned this. You've earned access to all of the experience, the educators, the traditions, and the communities that this campus has to offer. So I would say to you, do not let anyone tell you that you don't deserve this. You have earned every opportunity that this campus comes with. Now, I am the student body president. Some of you may know me as your RA or just someone that you've met around campus. Many of you I have yet to meet. But 2 years ago, I was sitting where you are seated right now. And to be honest, I couldn't have possibly imagined giving this speech to all of you. I was quiet, reserved. I didn't voice my opinion very often, and there's no way that I would have climbed to the top of a student organization. But the liberal arts change you. By meeting so many people of so many different backgrounds, by being involved with so many professors that have incredible advice and information, by just constantly being challenged in what you believe and having to deal with so many different communities and perspectives, you grow as a person, and you become someone that you may never have thought that you could have been before. The smaller campus was also incredibly beneficial for me. I was able to stand out, wasn't lost in the crowd, and I could feel more comfortable making my voice heard. That is what this campus will do, and I hope that's what it does for each and every one of you. There is so much opportunity for growth on this campus, and each of you has the ability to take so much advantage of it. For a personal anecdote, last year I went to Taiwan. I knew nothing about the country. I had never been there before, but a group of friends, people that I had met on this campus, well, they told me that I should do it, and I should go with them. And, normally I would have never gone, but because they offered me this opportunity, And because it was so rare and so impactful, I decided to do it. And I will say it absolutely changed my life. And I think opportunities like that are all over the place. But those opportunities don't complete themselves. You have to do the work. You have to put forth your best foot every day and do everything in your power to make good things happen for you. When your professors provide an opportunity for you, you have to take it. When you go to practice or class every day, you have to do the best that you can do. Now, I'm sure many of you watch Netflix. I personally have been watching a show recently called One Piece. Sure many of you have heard of it, but stay with me. So, the show is about a young boy who wants to be the king of the pirates. His goal is to be the best, but he doesn't have significant powers. There are people that can swallow entire buildings, blow things up with their hands, and swim underwater. But he can't do any of that. His only ability is being like rubber. He stretches. And that is what you have to do here at Juniata. You are going to encounter failure. You are going to encounter loss and struggle, and you are simply going to have to bounce right back. There is no other way to put it. You have to get up and try again. Keep your foot in the door and continue pushing forward, just as the main character Luffy does, over and over and over again. You won't encounter exploding spears or fantasy islands, but you are going to encounter difficulty. Going into last year, I held no position in student government. I was flat out rejected to be the treasurer, and I was not chosen as an RA. But I kept my foot in the door, and I continued working. I kept in contact with the people that were in charge of those positions, and I continued working. And because of all of that, I am able to be here speaking with you today. So I urge you, when you get knocked down, to get right back up, to be made of rubber, and to continue fighting each and every day to make what you envision, your goal, and your future happen the way that you want to. And after meeting those of you that I have complete faith in each and every one of you that you will continue to work, to persevere, and to make this campus a better place for all of us. Thank you.
And now it's my pleasure to introduce a faculty member to offer a faculty perspective and welcome to you. This year's speaker is the recipient of the 2024 Henry H. Class of 57 and Joan R. Gibble Award for Teaching Excellence. We give this award every year to a faculty member with fewer than 6 years of service who contributes meaningfully to the academic program, is actively engaged in research and scholarship, and exemplifies effective teaching. This year's recipient does all that and more. In the nomination for this award, Dr. Thomas J. Fernino, Assistant Professor of Biology, was described by a student nominator as engaging, informative, and passionate, and that he's open to giving students credit they deserve and sometimes beyond when they publish research. Faculty and students frequently comment that his primary objective is, much like you heard from the president, to cultivate curiosity and bold inquiry in his students. TJ earned his Bachelor of Science in Biology from Duquesne, his Master of Science from Indiana University of Pennsylvania, his PhD from the University of Texas at Arlington. He joined the Juniata faculty in 2024 after an NSF postdoc at the University of Denver. Please join me in welcoming Dr. TJ Fernino.
Thank you, Provost Bowen, the rest of the administration, fellow faculty, and most importantly, students of the class of 2029. I would like to preface this speech by noting that I sometimes use colorful language, maybe more than sometimes. So, I am going to place a swear jar up here, and I will put into it a quarter every time I accidentally or intentionally swear. So, let's begin. Think about who you are. How many of you have heard this as you've transitioned to Juniata? How many of you? Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, even faculty, thanks. How many of you are sick of hearing this as you've transitioned to life at Juniata? Okay. Okay. Right, so you've heard this, you're possibly sick of hearing it. But what if I told you that this was the most important thing that you will do in the next 4 years? Not thinking about what you're going to do in college, not how you're going to pass all of your classes, sorry, faculty, not thinking about how you're going to change the world or the community around you, not even thinking about how you're going to be successful, but thinking about who you are. Unlocking who you are is the key to succeeding in all of those other areas. However, for many of you, there's one thing standing in your way: yourself. Or at least a part of yourself, anyway. This is the part of you that's always there, even if we don't recognize it. This is the part of you that sometimes whispers in your ear or sometimes shouts very loud in your head. This is the voice that makes you doubt and second-guess yourself, makes you question what you're doing, makes you wonder if you're presenting yourself in the right way, makes you afraid to do something or fail at something, makes you think that you have to fit into a specific box to appease other people around you. It makes you think you can't succeed. We often refer to this as imposter syndrome, but because I'm a little extra and I've been watching far too much RuPaul's Drag Race recently, we're going to refer to this as your inner saboteur. Think about it. How many times have you held back from answering a question in class, but your inner saboteur warns you that you may sound stupid or say the wrong thing? How many times have you wanted to try something new, but your inner saboteur convinces you that you're not good enough, or that you'll look ridiculous, or that you'll fail? Raise your hand if you deal with an inner saboteur. Yeah, okay. A lot of us do. But here's the truth. Your inner saboteur isn't an enemy that you're going to defeat. It's not going to leave you. And I know that sounds bleak, but there's actually a lot of hope in that. Instead of defeating it, you can confront it. Harness it as a way to discover your true self. And all you need to do, or all you need, is 2 things to do that. The first thing you need is you. Like, duh, right? And there's a simple 3-step plan that you can follow to confront your inner saboteur. First, you call it out. When you catch that voice of your inner saboteur nagging at you, pause and ask, says who? Based on what evidence? Most likely, your inner saboteur will not be able to back up its claims. It just repeats itself time and time again. Next, you need to reframe the story. Your inner saboteur thrives on the fear of failure. But failure isn't a verdict. It's feedback. You aren't a fraud because you fail at something. You learn. Finally, you act anyway. The best way to confront and silence your inner saboteur isn't with words. It's with actions. Do the thing that it tells you not to do. Raise your hand and answer or ask that question. Go out and try a new activity. Introduce yourself to a new person. Every time you act in spite of your inner saboteur, you weaken its grip. You prove to yourself that you are bigger than it. Courage doesn't mean that you're not scared. It means that you do it scared. Now, the second thing you need when confronting your inner saboteur may not be as obvious, and I might get in trouble for saying this, but this is where my problem lies in the way that we deliver the slogan, think about who you are. It puts the full onus on you. It isolates it to you. But it should not and does not fall to just you. The community that you cultivate around you is just as important in helping you confront your inner saboteur as you are. Lean on your peers and friends, your professors and mentors, people that you may not have even met yet. These people will be incredibly helpful in making you think about how to confront your inner saboteur. They'll help you think about and discover who you are. They are just as important at unlocking your true self as you are, so do not try it alone. And here's the beautiful twist in all this. Once you confront your inner saboteur, you discover the version of yourself that's been waiting underneath. The bold one, the creative one, the inquisitive one, the authentic one, the joyful one. Unlocking the true you isn't about changing yourself or becoming someone different. It means finally letting yourself be the person that you already are, but without your inner saboteur's hand on the brake. Once you unlock the true you, you can literally achieve anything you put your mind to. So, all of this, admittedly unsolicited advice that I'm giving you, comes from a lifelong battle with my own inner saboteur. By all intents and purposes, I consider myself very happy with my life. I've achieved a degree that I've always wanted. I have a job that I love. I work with students and colleagues that inspire me every day. I'm supposedly pretty okay at teaching and research. I'm married to my husband, who I've been with for 12 years, and we have 3 lovely and adorable cats. But the TJ of 10 years ago was a completely different person. I was still in the closet. I was struggling in a job that I absolutely hated. I had people around me that tried to put me in a box that I didn't fit in. I was lost and very listless. I was listening to my inner saboteur far too much, and I lacked the ability to confront my inner saboteur, to find my community, and to find and be me. But once I did the things that I mentioned earlier, through a lot of self-reflection, a lot of community building, probably a lot of therapy, I found myself. I began to live authentically. I found my courage, my voice, and my joy. And now, each of you can do the same. As a pretty famous drag queen once said, when you become the image of your own imagination, the most powerful thing that is the most powerful thing that you could ever do. So, as your journey begins here and unfolds here at Juniata, build your community, confront your inner saboteur, find you. Allow your inner saboteur to keep you humble, but don't let it hold you back. So, here we are at the end of my speech, and I've actually made it through without swearing. You're welcome. But to be honest, that's not the real me. That's not the authentic TJ. So, I swear to you that I will help you in any possible way to build your community, to confront your inner saboteur, to imagine and unlock the true you, and to succeed here at Juniata in the life you lead beyond these walls. So welcome, class of 2029, and let's make it a good year, damn it.
Thank you, Dr. Fernino. And now I'm pleased to welcome to the mic Derek James, our Dean of Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion, to offer you an administrative perspective. After 16 years at Penn State University, where he was actively engaged in educational equity work, Dean James joined us at Juniata 2 years ago and has demonstrated in that time a tremendous capacity for empathy, active listening, a clarity of purpose, and a deep commitment to fostering a sense of belonging for us all. In addition to his keen interest in equity and education, he's also an avid outdoors person with a special affinity for birding. He too captures the essence of what it means to be a Juniatian. Please join me in welcoming Dean Derek James.
It's good to see everybody today. There's going to be a lot of synergy in what was talked about from TJ and from the people before me, but I think it's because we really want to see you succeed. We really want you to have the tools needed to be the best person you can be. And so Juniata's mission is to provide an engaging, personalized educational experience, empowering our students to develop the skills, knowledge, and values that lead to a fulfilling life of service and ethical leadership in a global community. I don't know if any of you have read that before, took it all in. It's a long sentence. But the core of this mission is equipping you with the skills, knowledge, and values that lead to a fulfilling life, is what I'll be speaking with you about today. I believe it isn't just about Juniata's mission, but yours. So today I want to spend just a few moments to talk about two things: confidence and being kind to yourself. Here's why I believe confidence is crucial. Confidence in this case is a sense of certainty about your ability, which allows you to bypass conscious thought and operate unconsciously. In other words, another way to put this is feeling like you have complete faith in knowing or doing something without thinking about it. Some of you can text without thinking. Some of you can send a message without looking. Some of you sending a message right now. Here's the best news about confidence. It's not fixed. It can be learned, and you learn it through practice and repetition. Not just in sports either. If you want to be a good friend, learn the traits of good friendship and practice being a good friend. If you want to be a good student, take advantage of the resources we have here that help you be a good student and practice. I'm going to say practice it once again, and I want you all to say it with me. And if you want to be an ethical leader that we hope you become, you will need to. More good news. Confidence can be learned in areas where you are not confident. For many of you, this is your first time here at Juniata College. Whether you are a transfer student or full-time first-year student, there are areas where you may not be confident and others where you are. Your mission, if it's important to your success, is to learn and develop where you lack that confidence. It'll grow the more you work at it. And here's why it's important. You will still have hardships. You will make mistakes. You will have failures, but your repetition and practice can make these moments build you up. Using the lessons learned and placing those thoughts properly can even lead to confidence being built through those failures and mistakes. Secondly, and connected, this is why it's also important to talk kindly to yourself and have positive self-talk. Decades of research on the benefit of self-talk show that it enhances task performance. One study showed that it was an 18% improvement for marathon runners. How many of you want to improve in something 18%? I would. Positive self-talk also improves cognition, concentration, and focus. Having positive dialogue with yourself is proven to be effective in performing things like this, public speaking, but also improving your body image and for stress management. This is the first day. Hopefully you're not stressed yet. So when studying gets tough, tell yourself to keep going because you have wonderful study habits you've been practicing. When sports get challenging for the many of you who are athletes, tell yourself you are a great team player who has great form. I'm a basketball player, so form is important to me. But listen, if I could change anything about my journey, if I could, as a former biology pre-med student who was also a Division II basketball player, it would have been my confidence in my self-talk. Of course, I would have worked on proper ways to study chemistry until studying became automatic, and I would have espoused my studying prowess and knowledge of chemistry to myself when working on converting grams to moles. I hated that. That was a chemistry teacher laughing, wasn't it? Yeah. But that's not the real reason confidence and self-talk are important. It's because of the ups and downs, the mistakes, the problems, and the calculated risks you'll need to take. How you handle them, how you grow from them, and build good character from them is almost always more important than the problem itself. Making positive deposits into your confidence and having the language to be kind to yourself in those moments will be one of the tools you'll need to bounce back stronger. These skills will help you build the more fulfilling life we talked about in our mission, one that allows you to be a good ethical leader and one that will prepare you to be a great citizen in this global community. Helen Keller said, "Character cannot be developed in ease and quiet. Only through experience of trial and suffering can the soul be strengthened, ambition inspired, and success achieved." So be confident, talk kindly to yourself, and thanks for your time.
Thank you, Dean James. Please join me in thanking all of our speakers today. I'm grateful to each of them for sharing their wisdom and their insight, as well as their kindness and their vulnerability with you. I trust you'll carry their words and the feeling they conveyed as you leave today, whether they challenged you to talk to yourselves to boost confidence, to understand your inner saboteur, to accept failure as a mark of success. All of them, I think, convey those core values that the president espoused of community, collaboration, curiosity, and kindness. I hope all of you have appreciated in their remarks, and as they have made clear, that in various ways you belong here. So on behalf of the faculty and the staff and the administration and the alumni and your fellow students, truly from all of us, welcome. Before concluding our convocation today, I want to express my gratitude to the many people who assisted in preparing for this event, especially Marisa Faust in the provost office, Dr. Kathy Westcott for serving as the faculty marshal, and our stellar college organist, Dr. John Bukowski. A round of applause for them, please. Thanks as well to Jackie Scott and Matthew Damschroeder for their considerable efforts in organizing your inbound experience and all that has transpired in recent days. And I want to recognize Dr. Kristen Kaminga, our Director of Advising, for ensuring that you could meet with your academic advisor earlier this afternoon. I also want to pause and just recognize your faculty. Their commitment and their spirit really defines this place. Please, another round of applause for your faculty. After Reverend Latimer offers the benediction, the platform party and then the faculty will recess. Students, I would ask that you stay in your seats, stay in place until the faculty marshal, Dr. Westcott, leads you out. It is now my pleasure to call on Finn Thornhill of the class of 2026, who will lead us in singing the Alma Mater. After the Alma Mater, please remain standing for the benediction and the recessional. Finn? Oh, it's this way.
To Juniata College, dear, in praise we raise our song, the place of loyal heart and cheer which we have loved so long. We love the pathways to and fro, the classrooms and the halls. We'll never forget, though far we go, the days within her walls.
Your mission to explore strange new worlds, to seek out new life and new civilizations. This way of entering into the world with curiosity matters, because here's the thing, it's not just for you. It's for the world. As another Star Trek officer reminds us, this curiosity is what leads us as a society beyond the fear that drives us towards our basest instincts. And so may you continue exploring, continue discovering, and in so doing, become torchbearers, casting the light so that in time we may all see our path forward to a new tomorrow. Amen.